we're gonna jump over to this
one more?
totally unrelated segment because we just gotta talk about it, man. My friends, am I gonna get in trouble if I say the end is nigh?
No, I don't think so.
The end is nigh.
Oh.
There we go. U.S. economy is growing quickly, but flashing an inflation warning sign. Prices of goods we use every day are rising at their fastest pace in 3 years, with coffee up 8%, bread up 11%, and gasoline up 22%. We got a chart here from Daily Mail. This is amazing. Bacon, 11% increase. Unacceptable.
I have a story about bacon.
Bread is up 11, chicken is up 10, coffee 8, eggs 7, milk's only up 3%, gas is up 22%, corn is up 44%.
Yep.
When corn goes up, everything goes up. You know why?
Feed it to.
We feed cows and chickens and all the animals corn in these factory farms. Yeah. Cotton is up 10%, appliances 15, furniture 3.5. Dude, you know what really bothers me? All last year, I'm like, we're borrowing money for ourselves, these massive, debt relief packages. The dollar is going to tank. Did I go and buy Bitcoin? No.
I did.
I did buy in November.
It takes 8 months to catch up. We even talked about that last year. It's like it's going to be 8 months before inflation starts to rock people.
Yep. And so this is the story of life for probably everybody. I was the guy who always jokes about the story. Like in 2011, I almost bought thousands of Bitcoin at 70 cents a piece, and I didn't. Ha ha ha. And then it was at like $200. I tell the same story, and then it's at $1,000. I tell the same story, and then it's at 5,000. And eventually, it's just like maybe at some point I should just buy a lot of Bitcoin. I don't. I just. And so now a year ago, I'm like, the inflation is gonna hit. You got to understand, lumber is up between 250 and 600%. Oh my God. Steel is skyrocketing. The price of everything is going up. Hyperinflation is a serious fear, and we've got numerous reports that the market there's a market crash looming. Wow. So some investors are saying that they're bearish, and they think a 30% hit to the market this year. So I hear all this. I report on all of this. I watch the ridiculous money printing, and I didn't buy any Bitcoin.
But then you did.
A little bit.
You could have went deep.
I could have went deep. I could have been like,
you still can.
I'm reporting on all this stuff and paying attention. I should buy a lot.
Maybe.
And then, so what happens is in November, Bitcoin's at $15,000, and I'm like, wow, that's so incredibly high, So maybe I'll just buy a little bit, and then it goes up to $40,000. I was like, wow, that's so incredibly high. I'm not going to buy anymore.
Never high enough.
It's at $60,000.
You can always print more money and make the value of everything else go up.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a big ripple effect. And it's going to get bad.
When you were given these numbers, 9%, 8%, 10%, is that in the last 12 months?
Right now.
Like, are they up 10% from last year at this time?
They don't say. It just says from labor statistics.
Oh, okay.
From last year, probably.
Yeah.
I was looking up the inflation rate, and they're like, the inflation rate is 1.7%. And I think that's just the rate that the Federal Reserve decides to charge interest at on their loans to the banks. So that's not the actual inflation. Actual inflation is very different than inflation rate. The rate is kept artificially low because they're like, we're only going to, but actual inflation, as you can see, the cost of goods are like beginning to skyrocket.
So I'm working, my office is downstairs from the studio one day, a couple months ago. Ian knocks on the door and he's like, yo, dude, I just bought a bunch of Doge. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And Ian's like, it's like 5 cents. And I was like, yeah, whatever. It's like, I think it's going to go up, dude. I'm worried. Because, no, you bought it like 9 cents, right?
9 cents.
Yeah, then it went down, and you were like, but I'm going to hold it and see what happens. I was
like, dude, I went
and then I'm like, Ian, get out of here. I don't care about your meme coin, Doge, whatever nonsense. I'm not buying. And now it's at 60 cents. Or 60. So
57 at the beginning of the show. What is it?
It hit 60 earlier today.
Yeah, you got the power of Elon Musk and Starship Mars behind it.
Well, I think there's a couple things here. People are trying to find a place to put their dollars because you got buying power right now with the dollar, and we're watching it go down. Think about, let me do some simple math analogy for all y'all. We have here on this Daily Mail thing, it says chicken up 10%. That means if you want to buy a chicken, you have to work 10% more than you did last year.
Right.
So that means if a chicken normally takes 1 hour of labor, tack on another 6 minutes to that work you got to do. So that stuff adds up. Now you're looking at chicken, bread, bacon, everything. You've got to work 10 to 20% more. Corn is 44%. When that ripples through the chicken, because they feed chicken and cows and all this factory farm corn and even fish, the price of everything is going to go up because these factory farms are like, we need corn, but corn's really expensive. Okay, raise the price on everything else. You're gonna be making, like, somebody who makes $15 an hour right now could like buy 3 chickens, and then now it's up 10%. Now you can only buy 2.5 or something. You know what I mean? I'm not doing actual math. The point is, all of these numbers mean you have to work longer to get the same thing. So people are trying to find a place to take your existing buying power. Let's say for every hour you work, you can buy a chicken. So they're like, okay, all the currency I get from this work, if I put it into Bitcoin or something, then when the hyperinflation hits, I'll still be able to buy the same amount of chicken. Mm-hmm. But if you hold the dollars, you won't be able to.
That was my thought. Last year around May, June, July is when I really started going into crypto hard, when I saw the big printing that they did last year, that 4 trillion printing.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't that I wanted to buy Bitcoin. It was that I wanted to park my money somewhere that wasn't going to get deflated.
So
Right.
I have a question. You might think I'm dumb for asking this, but genuine question about cryptocurrencies. When you put dollars, US dollars, into cryptocurrency, how do you get it out in a way that's not US dollars?
What do you mean?
Like you're parking your money there to what end? How are you supposed to retrieve it when you need money?
So there's minds.com, minds.com, and they have tokens.
Uh-huh.
So these are ERC20 tokens. They're built off of Ethereum, right? That's how it works?
Yeah.
The ERC20 blockchain is what they ride on.
Okay.
It's different than the Ethereum token. They're different. The blockchain is different than the token.
So you can have a Bitcoin or whatever. It's basically like me saying, here, Ian, I'll give you this for $1. And then Ian takes the bottle of water and gives me $1. And then Ian trades the bottle of water for a can of Pepsi.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Okay. So just a different form.
So cryptocurrency is basically just a non-copyable digital asset. You can trade for whatever you want to trade it for.
The Oakland A's will let you buy tickets with Dogecoin.
Oh, cool.
As of yesterday.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Now we're getting real.
What
Yes.
if hold on, Bitcoin is like gold and Dogecoin becomes like cash?
Silver? Oh, cash.
No, not like silver, like cash.
Would they actually
Litecoin is
start
like silver.
Printing out little things you can carry
No,
around
no,
with
no, no, no,
RFID
no. You
chips
get
in
the
them?
Dogecoin app and you scan.
We're pretty much at the whole scan the checkout line anyway.
And so
I like
Yeah.
cash.
So think about it. I think Dogecoin will probably, in my opinion, first, let me just say, I bought a bunch. I wish I bought substantially more. I did buy a ridiculous amount like 7 years ago when it came out as a joke. I have no idea where it is. And it's a lot.
Ha.
Yeah, it was like an old computer, and I was like, because it was like 0.00, what was it,
it's
like
funny.
0.0001% or something.
I got
1
it
cent
so
or something.
angry. So when I saw it, I couldn't bring myself. I had hate refused it.
But what people need to realize too,
they're
when
messing with
when you see your crypto portfolio going up and you're cheering, that's actually scary, because your buying power isn't going up. I mean, to a certain degree, it is obviously like a 10% increase in chicken, but a 1,000% increase in Doge or whatever, or like a what is Ethereum up like 300%?
All told, it's like 3,200 now. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so
1,700 a couple weeks ago.
Well,
Or
like
2,000.
when we had Bill on the show last time, Bill Ottman, it was $1,000
Yeah.
for Ethereum. Now it's at 3,200.
Yeah.
So yeah, the gain in crypto is higher than the inflation for most of these goods. But wood, I think, there was an article I read that said if you had $10 in lumber in November, that would cost you $60 today.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's comparable to like Bitcoin.
Wow, wood.
Yeah.
Who'd have
Yeah.
thought that?
Building materials. It's going to get harder and harder to buy stuff, and there's just tons of
But
shortages.
furniture is not worth more. You said maybe. I wonder if a lot of these things are being artificially kept.
Furniture is up
cheap.
3.5.
3.5
Oh, furniture's
only.
up? Oh.
This is going to get scary, man. I don't think people realize that what will first happen, all the goods are going to get more expensive. Construction materials are going to get more expensive. Labor won't get as expensive as quickly. After the cost of food goes up, then people are going to be like, I need more money.
Right.
But
Wait.
businesses can't just snap their fingers and give more money. I mean, the leftists think they can, but they can't. Now, I'm sure Starbucks and Walmart can, sort of, but small businesses can't do that. Small business is going to be like, dude, we're a coffee shop. Coffee's up 8%. I can't. We're already losing money now. I can't just give you a raise. We're already losing 8% off the coffee.
They're like, but my groceries went up 8%, so
Right.
you got to spend 16% to take care of me now.
Yeah.
So then they have to increase the price of coffee by 16%.
Or
Labor
we do
and-
trade with Honduras.
Yeah, there you go.
That's where our coffee.
Problem solved.
Tell
That's
me
a
more.
quick solution. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dogecoin is going to skyrocket, and people have done the math. Dogecoin isn't as like, I guess, finite as Bitcoin.
Yeah, what's up with that?
So I don't know the full numbers, but I was reading something where they said like Dogecoin is going to print a ridiculous amount as opposed to Bitcoin's 21 million.
Yeah, something like that.
So that means there's going to be a massive supply of Dogecoin for trade. So Dogecoin could theoretically become like cash.
I was hearing that Dogecoin automatically deflates every year. Like some of it is removed
like splits or something
from the circulation, which is a very interesting concept.
Where does it go?
And
how does it get removed?
I don't know, to be honest. I just read that.
Like, you're like, here's my account. I have 100 Doge, and it's gone. Why? Oh no! Like,
I don't know how
make
that
sense.
works. I don't know. Maybe it's in the mining when you make trades. They slowly pull it out of the circulation or something.
I mean, you mean like the blockchain's having
Or not mining, rather, but gas fees and stuff.
gas fees?
Sometimes when you make
Dogecoin's not Ethereum.
Is it not on the ERC20
No.
blockchain? It's on its own?
Dogecoin is like a I don't know, it's not a fork, but it's a clone of Bitcoin. Yeah, so this was made a long time ago.
Interesting concept, though. I used to think, what if we made a money that lost value if you didn't spend it, so that we're incentivized to keep it circulating?
You mean like U.S. dollars?
Yeah.
But not so. Not like this. Not like this.
Never like this.
What do you mean? It's exactly what it is.
Just more like if you and I each had $1,000 and I sat on it and you spent yours and then made 1,000 more, you'd still have 1,000, but I have 990 at the end of the day.
That's basically what the dollars do.
So they want me to move it. Well, what's happening now is they're getting interest for holding it. I want to disincentivize people for holding it.
That's what they do.
Well, they give you they incentivize you to hold your money now. They want you to just get richer for having
But
money.
but you're not beating inflation. Like so
you might not need inflation if you slowly deflated the currency over time.
deflated.
Yeah, if people aren't spending and it slowly depreciates the value of the currency.
You mean inflate the currency? Wait, what do you mean?
Well, so if you have $1,000 in the bank and a day goes by and you don't spend it, you may lose a percentage of that back to the
Called
pool.
they do that. It's called negative interest rates.
And then so that would incentivize people to keep the money flowing.
Yeah, they do that sometimes when the market's like really, really bad. They'll do negative interest rates where they're like, if you keep the money in the bank, you'll lose.
But rather than do it to everyone at once, just have that be built into the currency's function.
Man, I wonder what's going to happen with this Doge stuff, man.
It's going to be worth $1,000.
Elon Musk is going to go on Saturday Night Live,
Yeah.
and he's
I
going to be
saw
like
that.
Dogecoin, and then it's going to hit $1.
I hope he goes on with the dog.
Yes. He's got to go on
Yeah.
with the Shiba.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe. So I think the reason Dogecoin is skyrocketing right now is because Elon Musk is going to go on, and they think he's going to do some
maybe.
Doge skit. It's going to cause the price to skyrocket.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I'm never going to sell the Doge.
Hold it, dude.
It's funnier to have,
Hold it forever.
and I don't have enough to actually matter. Like I wish in 2014 I spent $2,000 on Doge.
I think you tweeted out today there are Doge millionaires. I mean,
Yes.
that's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
But there are probably a lot of them now.
Dude, when Doge
Yeah, you'd
went
think.
to like 3 or 4 cents, I'm sure some person was like, I'm going to buy a ridiculous amount. Why not? In the past, I had purchased like tens of thousands of just garbage coins that were like ERC20 tokens that were worth like an eighth of a cent.
Like Red Coin.
I don't know,
I
just
went- I
like
went
weird
through a phase
random
of that.
trash. And I was like, hey, maybe this will be the one that, and like I just never cared and I forgot about them. I did have a bunch of Doge and it was worthless. Like, this is what happens. Back in the day, you have like, $50 worth and you're like, I don't care, whatever. And back then, I mean, $50 would end up being like, I don't know what, like $100,000 or something today in Dogecoin. Some ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
Well, look, I don't know what's going to happen with all this inflation stuff. They're trying to act like it's a good thing. It means wages will
Of
go
course,
up.
They always do that before
Yeah.
a depression.
Yes.
If you look at the history of the Great Depression, they were the week before the stock market collapsed. They were talking about how great it was, what a good time to buy stocks it was.
Right.
Take out loans and buy stocks on loans.
This
Post
is-
your earnings as collateral.
Yeah, this is so annoying because the economy has way too many moving parts to say something is a positive. You have no way of knowing if it's going to affect 15 other different things negatively.
Yeah.
They can lie too. They can blatantly tell you it's a safe, good time
Oh,
for
yeah.
your investments and not get on the hook for
They
it.
do it on
if
TV?
It crashes. It's crazy.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.